Welcome to another episode of Freedom on Fire. I'm your host, Rob BOBTV Brown today. And I guess a lot of you guys are happy because of the election results, a shocking result in Alabama. Alabama literally turned blue blue in this particular election. So hats off, I clapped. I said woohoo. You know why I do that? Because Doug Jones, even though he has a history of fighting against racism and things like that, he's going in as a pretty much a moderate neoliberal corporate Democrat. He looked like he's set up to be the corporate Democrat. His whole method of getting into office was based on corporate democracy. All right, he did get some high doning. You look at the history, the amount of donors that he got during the primaries. He got the most out of all, and didn't have to spend much because the Democratic elite went to his aid. Now, I have to say that the accusations did work to a certain level where it really pushed more non-blacks to go out and vote for Doug Jones. But it wasn't the accusations that got black people to overwhelmingly put Doug Jones over the top, if you want to call that over the top, because 48 to 49 is not over the top. It's still a freaking close race. Now, Alabama pretty much would have won that. It's pretty much a red state. But what got Republican Roy Moore the defeat is not the accusations. People think it was the accusations. I mean, white women, they were tippy-topsy with the accusations. You know, some say, well, you know, he's Southern Baptist judge. The Southern Baptist mentality will let you know, Christian mentality will let you know, hey, people do stupid stuff in the past. They paid, they paid for it, and in the eyes of God, God don't hold it against them. I'm not going to hold it against them, and that's true. In my faith, it's like that. We believe in a second chance, despite how horrible your past is. But that's an individual saying, hey, I'm not going to bring your past. Or a higher being saying, I'm not going to judge you on your past. You came, you fell on a sword over it. You said, look, I was wrong. Forgive me. I want to start all over. And that's fine. And in my circle of Christianity, God is a God of forgiveness, restoration, and starting all over. And man be the same way, because we all do stupid stuff. Not like that, like messing with little girls, going out in the mall, being a creep and a perv, going to the school and things like that. These accusations, I don't even know if it's true or not, but these are accusations. Okay? If it is, I'm glad the guy is not in holding office of any kind. I don't even want him to hold office in his house. So if these things are true. So that accusation was the main thing that got mostly white women to vote in different levels, because it wasn't a racist thing that was being said that Roy Moore was saying. It was the accusation. So Democrats, if you think coming out accusations on people running for office is going to cause them to win races, you're sadly mistaken, because the accusation alone did not get it to 49-48. It wasn't the accusations. Let me tell you what really got it to the point where you barely squeaked out a win again, like in Virginia. Because Alabamans approve of Trump. A lot of Alabamans approve of Trump. They approve of Trump agenda. They believe in abortion should be illegal. A lot of them decided at the last minute to go with Roy Moore, and white women overwhelmingly was on the side of Roy Moore. I mean, I understand. You got to understand, this is Bible Belt, Alabama. It's a deep red state, and the only way a Democrat could take the squeak out a win is they got to have somebody to really come in like Superman. And it wasn't white women who decided that we're not going to have this creep in office. He's a perv. No, it was the black community that said, yeah, whatever about him being a perv. That's bad. But let's get to some of these things he's saying out of his mouth that, the family was great. I mean, when Donald Trump, the guy who endorsed me, I'm letting you know this is how you beat Trump, because he's losing whenever he endorsed somebody. Nobody's really winning. The guy who endorsed me, Donald Trump, who came to my aid, he was kind of standoffish, but eventually he realized that I'm a win for him if he supported me. But somebody asked him the question, what do you mean, what do you think Donald Trump mean when America is great again? And he let it all out. Well, to me, make America great mean it's time for our families to go back to the status that it was back in abolition times. That's right. Yep. We had slaves. Yep. I was our people, our white men was tiptoeing down out of the plantation or out of the house of our spouse and out of the bed of our spouse. And we were going down there and having sex with the black man's wife and sometimes their kids. And we were birthing all these kids and some of them was looking a little lighter, and I didn't want my wife to know that. So I would have them killed, shot in the head, or disbanded, or exiled from the plantation. In other words, he basically saying, yeah, even though we had slavery during those times, the white man and the white family were strong. We were strong. We had a direction to go. And back that garbage, we was headed toward direction until that pro-abolition thing came in and messed everything up, and we've been going downhill ever since then. But before that, yeah, we had slaves, but the white man and his family was strong, so strong that the white man was sneaking out of the plantation, going to have sex with the black slaves. Well, what do you expect? They were his property. He can do whatever he want with them. You think that white woman appreciate that? Well, what about white women? Some of the white women were sneaking out to being with the black men, things like that. Hey, point is, what would have happened if she would have got pregnant? You would have had a hissy fit, and you would have got rid of her and that black man, because you're the white man. Anyway, this is the mentality that got people to the polls. That we're not going to be putting up bad enough. We got to be stuck with Trump for another 3 years. But we definitely ain't going to be stuck with this Roy Moore. We're going to get him out right now. So they went out based on the fact that Roy Moore is a blatant, unashamed, undercover racist. It's not undercover. He's trying to put the cover up and make it seem like he's not a racist, but his words keep revealing who he really is. And his wife got the nerve to say, for all y'all people on fake news out there who always say that we don't like Jews, well, I happen to like one Jew, our attorney. It's like that episode of Martin Lawrence when Martin Lawrence said the cop arrested him because he don't like black people. And he said, well, I happen to like one black person mighty fine, my wife. Do you realize you can have a black husband and wife and still be prejudiced? Or classist, or racist? How can you do that? And you got a black man. It doesn't matter. You know, you still can look down on people and blame their color, even though you have a different color spouse, the same color as the people that you're blaming on as your spouse. Let me keep going. So that is what got people to the poll, to the point that if it wasn't for blacks coming out in an overwhelming majority, Doug Jones would have won. 96%, 96, that's almost every African American. 96% of African Americans supported Jones, and that was similar to President Obama, 95% support among this group in 2012. But Jones fared much better than Obama among white voters, garnering 30% of their vote, twice the 15% who voted for Obama. Jones made particularly large gains among white women and those who have college degrees. So if you're a white woman with a college degree, you got a little more Jones on your side. But if you were if you was a white woman that didn't have a college degree, you were on Moore's side. Now, Democrats, don't get Tom Perez, don't be a dummy like you are, Beavis and Butthead, you and, what's his name? Keith Ellison, Beavis and Butthead. Don't think that this is how you should run a race. We'll just get somebody who can fare better with the blacks and can fare better with white women. If we can get both of them votes, we're good. No, you got to understand. Those people went out to vote against racism. And if you plan on every race being a race against racism and Donald Trump racist agenda, that's not the way to get the black vote. I'm almost done. 96% of blacks voted for Jones. 4% voted for Moore. 30% of whites voted for Jones. 30%. 68% of white people voted for Moore. You see the big divide there? 30% Jones, 30% white people in general voted for Jones. 68% voted for Moore. It was 96% of the black people that went out and vote that put Jones over. So it wasn't that much white vote. It was mostly black votes that got a Democrat to get a win in Alabama, one of the real deep South, Southern South, that really still have ties to Confederacy and racism, the whole nine yards. Now, congratulations to Bernie Cratter, a Bernie Cratter who ran for mayor, a brother who is now the mayor, and I'll get a chance to go into his story soon, who won, and he won as a Bernie Crat, which means he didn't run as your typical corporate Hillary Clinton type of Democrat. He ran as a Bernie Crat, one who ran on pretty much progressive platform. Now, to me, I don't care, and I know some of you get mad, and I don't care. I don't care about your D, I don't care about your R, I don't care about none of that stuff. If you are committed to running on a progressive platform to progress the communities of America, from the lower class, middle class, and even, some to help out people who wealthy and want to help other people become wealthy. If you want to progress people, I will support you no matter who you are. Green Party, Democratic Party, Rank 2 High Party. I don't vote on party. I vote on individuals. Don't care what you are to me. If I had been in Alabama and I saw that this guy was running on progressive principle, I don't look at the title. I look at who you are and I vote that way. Now let me continue to go. Moore won among white college graduate women. Roy won among white college graduate women. All right, now let's go into some more details of the stats. 54% of college graduates voted for Jones. 43% voted for Moore. Non-college graduates, 47% voted for Jones. 52% voted for Moore. Education by race. Let's see, we can go all day on these things. White college graduates, 40%, 57% for Moore. White, no college degree, 22% voted for Jones. 77% voted for Moore. Non-white college graduates, 14%, voted for Moore. 86% voted for Jones. That's black, Hispanics, whatever, with a college degree. Non-white, non-college degree. That means people, blacks, Hispanic who didn't go to college. 90% voted for Jones and 10% voted for Moore. Education by race. I mean, I could go into the stats. It's in the Washington Post. You can go ahead and take a look at it. I'm not a fan of the Washington Post, but go ahead and look at the stats. I ain't going to be here all day. All right, 90%. The party identification, which I hate. 98% of Democrats voted for Jones. 2% voted for Moore that were Democrats. 8% of Democrats voted for Jones. 91% voted for Moore, or Republicans. So overwhelmingly, majority of Democrats voted for Jones. There were some Democrats, not many, that voted for Moore. Democrats voted for Moore now. Vice versa. 91% of Republicans, of course, voted for Moore. 8% of Republicans say, I'm not going that nutcase. I'm going to go Democrat. Listen to this. This is very important. You just heard the stats about the black people that brought him over. You also got to look at the independents or something else. 51% of independents, people who identify outside of the party, 51% voted for a Democratic. 43% voted for Moore. That's too close. That's too close. You got to get yourself in a position where you do something that's going to overwhelmingly bring independence on your side. And you can't take that 90% vote and capitalize black vote and think that that's going to be yours all the time. The reason they voted is because they voted against a racist. You cannot have every campaign to seem like the other person is a racist. That's going to be your dagger in the back, because you can't make it seem like every Republican is a racist, because there's racists in the Democratic Party too. You got to go on policies, progressive issues. You have to talk about the things that you're going to do for Alabamans, Georgians, you name it, to win. Ideology, 86% of liberals voted for Jones, 14% of liberals, 14% of liberals voted for Moore, 74% of moderates voted for Jones, 25% of moderates voted for Jones, 15% conservative, 15% of conservatives voted for Jones, 83% voted for Moore, as you know. And I can go on and on. Let's look at the Christian vote. White born again Christians, 18% voted for Jones. 80% voted for Moore. I told you that's the Democratic of that area, that they, you can talk about what he did a long time ago. It's not going to affect that demographic. What's going to affect that demographic is what you did going forward recently. And recently there was nothing about Moore except his big mouth. 76% of other people. I mean, I'm not. Let me go to the main thing I want to talk about. The sexual misconduct against Roy Moore. 89% of the people who voted for Jones believe they voted because they believe that it's probably true. They didn't say it was absolutely. It's probably true. 8% believe that it wasn't true. That voted for Moore. That was a Democrat. Now, 94% believe that these are false accusations. They voted for Moore, and 4% voted for Jones, despite the accusation. Regardless of those views, a small majority of the vote said the allegations were a minor factor, not a factor in their vote. It's a minor factor. While about 4 in 10 said the allegations were important factors. 4 in 10. 4 in 10. All right. Under 1 in 10 notably said the allegations more were the single most important factor in their vote. All right. So let me end this. You get a chance to go through this. It's too long. The stats are too long. I'm not going to go over it. But the bottom line is this. Independents, a lot of them stayed home because they didn't have a dog in this fight. Neither one of these candidates really offered them a reason to come out and vote for them. You can't. The racism thing was not enough, even though there are a lot of black independents there. Okay? The racism thing was not enough. The sexual misconduct was not enough. Why? Because independents still realize that no matter who you vote for, both of them are going to be under a crooked system. And that system has to change in order to garner votes from the independent. They're going to stay out. And if they stay out in the future elections, you're going to lose. Right now, the only thing you got right now, Democrats on your side, is the black vote, who oftentimes, always get you over the hump. And yet, you're going to assume that these people are going to continue to give you their vote. No, these people are going to deviate for your vote. Because the only reason you don't have this alleged pedophile racist as a senator going in to be on another vote for Trump, the reason he's not there is because the blacks said, we're not going to have this racist bigot in office. Better if we got Trump, we're not going to get this person in office. And if you cannot think you're going to run a successful election in 2018 and 2020 by labeling every Republican a racist bigot. Black people are not that dumb. And you can't keep coming up with this accusation. Black people are not, all these accusations, thinking the only way we can get these people, we'll get the black vote. All we have to do is label this person a racist and said he did something stupid. And we'll get the black people to come out. Black people are not stupid. And we're not alumni. We're smart. We're educated. We know the pimp game. We know when people are going to pimp us for votes. We know this. And if you are going to use this, Tom Perez, Keith Ellison, and anybody else, if you're going to use this as a marker to try to win an election, you're going to lose miserably. Bad enough, you got to work overtime to try to draw independents in to vote for your candidates. Scrap the party. Most independents are not going to join your party. If you do open up the primaries, you got to still, with open primaries, give independents a reason to go in and vote for your candidate. I said before, the same day registration is not going to be enough to get people to vote for your candidate, and you're still going to end up losing in the long term. From the local level to the presidency, you're going to lose because you're not doing whatever you can to give independents a reason to vote for you. If you keep putting in these roadblocks, small or big, you're going to lose votes. Even with an open primary. Forget the same day registration because people still don't want to register. You shouldn't have to demand people to register to become a Democrat to throw support for your candidate. They don't do that in the general. You don't have to register as a general in the general to throw your support. And independents have been throwing support to your candidates for too long without a registration in the general. So what makes you think you're going to demand that they register to throw support in the primaries? If you want to get more people in your party, and right now your party sucks, so don't use this as me trying to tell you what to do. Two things you got to do. You got to throw away your own bylaws, and you got to have open primaries. And you got to run popular candidates. Populist candidates. Not popular candidate, but populist. One that's really going to work for the people. So your job right now is to do whatever you can to get independents into your party. And right now, independents are not feeling you. I don't care how much you say a person is a sexist, a racist, a pedophile. I don't care how much you say that. Independents still have peeped your game and is not going to support you. And I'm one of them. Now, as a black man, that's a different story. I would have voted for Roy. I would have voted for Mr. Jones just because Roy Moore is a blatant racist. It wasn't an accusation. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, you think I should care about the accusation, but we all do stupid stuff, and we all, we still got to move forward. What I did was wrong. It was horrible. I apologize to the people I did that. I was stupid. That's not me now. Okay? But no, right now you're still saying racist stuff. Your wife's saying I got a Jew for my attorney, so we're not racist. Really? It's like saying I got black friends. What that got to do with it? You still could be a racist. I got a black wife. You still could be a racist. And Roy Moore, back in pro-emancipation days, the strand was strong. Yeah, we had slaves, but we knew where we were going. Yeah, you were going down them stairs at the plantation, going into the slave shack, telling the slave wife to go down in the basement, and you're having sex with her. Sometimes you didn't even go that far. You dragged the woman out of the shack with her husband, and you had sex. Sometimes you raped her in front of the husband and the kids and dared for them to say something, or you would have killed them. Anyway, let me get off there. This is why people voted and took you over, because they said, we're not going back to that. And unless you plan on labeling every candidate a racist, even with you labeling every candidate as a racist, black people are going to realize you're just going to continue to use us for votes. You're going to try, you're actually going to go there and try to make everybody look like a racist to get me to vote for you. How about do this, Democratic Party? And how about doing this, Mr. Jones, since you won? Black people put you over. Black people have been putting the Democratic Party over for a long time. Mostly black women and even black men. Yeah, I know Hispanic is the growing population, fastest growing population. I know they head in the game, and I know we got the Muslim community, things like that. So, they're supporting the person who they think really is going to do for them. I know we have that. But it's overwhelmingly the black vote that got you over. And it's the overwhelming the black votes that keep getting you win after win after win. Black people get to the point where you're not going to use them. You're not going to pimp them. They're not an anomaly. And if you plan on running candidates in a race of they're good, they're bad, they're for black people, they're not for black people, they're wholesome, they're rapists, If you're going to continue to run candidates like that, that's what got Hillary lost. Hillary could have won, even though people couldn't stand her guts, if she made a contract with America that I would do these things, and if I don't do these things, fine, boot me out of office the next after my 4 years is up. I'm going to do this for the black community. I'm going to do that for the black community. I'm going to do this. I'm going to provide better housing, better jobs, and provide a super job program. Yeah, I mean, I'm specifically going to do whatever I can to put a heavy focus on the black community. Even though I'm president of all, I realize that the black community has been getting the sham ever since they was dragged over here in boats. And I want to see them raised up, so I'm going to get a czar. I'm going to develop a department that's strictly going to focus on bringing black people up, Hispanic people up, Asian Americans up. I'm going to focus on the black community and to make it a major part of my initiative as president, as state senator, as governor, and have a actual plan. So, and for you independents out there in the Green Party and things like that, you got to get to this point. You got to show that not only I'm going to do something for all America, but I'm specifically going to do something for blacks. And look, the Green Party has reparations. Offer reparations. Offer a stellar job program. I mean, offer something to the black community to earn their vote. Don't assume that you're going to get this situation that you had in Alabama, because you're not. All right, I got to get out of here. I'm pretty much done with this. You got to get out there, stop taking black votes for advantage, stop taking independent vote for advantage. You go out there and work your butt up. And I'm talking about anybody that's running for office individually. You as an individual candidate, screw your party. If you want to win, you got to make initiatives, strong initiative now, not when you start running or not when you're going to run. You got to prove to the black community that you're on your side. You got their best interests in heart, and you're going to start now working on things that's going to better them. But you got to also do that for the Hispanic community. You got to do that for all the communities that support. You got to go out there and do that, especially for the black community, because it's the black people that put Roy Jones over. Mr. Jones, you got to go out there and legislate hard on behalf of the black people. You got to do it harder than Bernie Sanders. Because the next candidate you run against may not be as brazen as Roy Moore, and then you're going to lose. You got to make a contract with Black America, and you got to make a contract with independents, and you got to be true to the contract if you want to win. Hillary Clinton recently said Democrats can win. They can win as long as you're not leading them. Because we know what you represent. You wouldn't have did nothing for Democrats. All you did was kiss up to the corporate complex. No. And you took money from the down ballot, you pimp. Telling you people, Doug Jones and any other politician that's running, you can get the black vote in an overwhelming majority if you serve black people. You can get independents to come and vote for you as a candidate, not as a party, but as a candidate, and fund you if you serve and make consensus and make a deal with independents. How do you win office? Make a deal and stick with the deal. You got to show Donald Trump that you are the true art of the deal, and you go to the black community and you go to the independent sector and all the other communities that you take advantage of, and you say, this is what I'm going to do for you if you put me in office. I will commit to that, and fine. If I don't do that, I will personally not run the next 4 years. I will step down. I will see myself as a failure and step down. I don't care what nobody else do in Capitol Hill. I'm going to look out for you because you looked out for me. All right, I'm done. This Doug Jones is not a win. Number one, the race was too close. Number two, they're already yipping and yapping in Republican circles that votes were not counted. Blacks overwhelmingly came out to bail your butt out, especially in Alabama. So Doug Jones only won because of the black vote, especially black women vote. Come on. If you want to win and landslide as a progressives, You got to make a contract with Black America. You got to make a contract with the independents who have left the Democratic Party. You cannot make this about party. You got to make this about progressive issues. That's why I am for Sam Ronan being a progressive Republican, because he lives in a heavy Republican state, and he say, okay, fine, just for you, I'll be a Republican, but I'm still going to focus on the same issues that service you. And I don't care who you are, what party you are, and you got to make a contract with the people in your community. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. You got to make a contract and say, look, this is what I'm going to do for Black people. I'm going to start now. You don't have to wait till I get elected. I'm not going to do a Trump and say, this is what I'm going to do for Black people, and don't do it. No, I'm not. I'm going to start doing it now. I'm working on programs now. I'm getting funding now. Show the Black people what you're doing to help them now. Show them what you did yesterday, and show them how you're going to do it in the future. And you do the same thing with the independents for progressive issues, and you will win. If you can get Democratic, see, Democratic Party has a huge sector of the Black vote. If you can get that Black vote and get the independents combined, and yet at the same time you're still making promises to the Republicans, going to realize the true Republicans that live in places like Alabama that really are struggling, they're going to realize that it's not about party. This guy got my best interest. I'm not looking at his DR any. I'm looking at what he's done in the past, what he's doing now, and what he plan on doing in the future. He's making a contract with me and my community, and I'm going to support him. So again, these races should never be this close. Number one, congratulations to Doug Jones. But Doug Jones, you owe the Black people. You owe them. You are beholden to them. Now let's start doing something for them, and make a commitment, Roy Jones. Make a commitment, Mr. Jones, Doug, that if you don't help Black people and you don't do whatever you can to bring in independence, but your number one priority should be the Black people, because they got you out. If you don't do things to help them come up as a community, you need to step down after 4 years. What? Then we're going to get another Republican? You don't know that. You don't know that. But if you can commit to really serving as a Democrat, you can give that same voting power to the next person that runs. So Roy Moore, Doug Jones, don't put yourself in that position. Look out for Black people, okay? And that way you'll win again. I'm BOBTV, Freedom on Fire. Peace. Hey, thank you for watching the webcast. By all means, make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. Go to YouTube right now and hit the notification button and hit the subscribe. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, by all means, there's a Patreon link. I will put a PayPal link, and the money toward that goes toward equipment, things like that. And last but not least, make sure you look at two sections down below. One is called Get to Know LS, the membership. The other one is Get to Know LS, the opportunity. What do you mean LS? LS is a program that called LegalShield that I am an independent representative of. That company has nothing to do with my views. I fell in love with this program about a decade ago. I've been doing this for over a decade, offering the services to people to benefit and connecting people to the services, putting them in a position where equal justice under the law is not just on the Supreme Court building. It's actually becoming a reality in their lives by having this membership. And with this organization, not only will you be able to know about your rights in a certain area, but you'll know about how to exert and execute your right with the power of attorney, top-rated attorney, backing you no matter where you go, without worrying about all this money coming out your pocket and things like that. So get to know LS, the member, financially. You can help contribute to this program by becoming a member. Some of the proceeds of being a member of LS goes toward Freedom on Fire and the Rob Report. I'm Robert BOBTV Brown. I thank you for being a huge support to what we do here. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.